So, hi, everybody. This series is going to be much different than any other series I've done before. I'm going to be teaching you how small habits, how small changes in your everyday lifestyle will change your body. But first of all, it's going to change your brain, how you think, and then it changes the body. And I'll get into that, how that all works. But this actually, I began this call because, or this series, because of something that one time you had asked me, Cynthia. Because here's a person who's lost over 100 pounds, very intelligent. Yes, she's got 12 cats, but we won't talk about that. you know. And she said to me during the call, why is it that I go and eat when I know I shouldn't be? I'm satisfied. And I thought, wow, is that ever the truth? And so it's an onion, I said to her. But I also wanted to actually do a call. You're the one who actually inspired me to do a call around this. And it's not one call, it is a series because it's layers. And so we want to make those layers because we want, it's sort of like a foundation in your house, right? You don't want some cheap foundation at the bottom because eventually it will fall. So we want that strong foundation. And that's what this 6-week series will do, without a shadow of a doubt. And I believe one of the reasons why people don't even want to talk about weight loss is because they think they have to turn the whole life around. And they go, oh, to hell with that. I want to enjoy my life. I don't want to have to, So even though we have like 20 people who signed up, we have 7 or 8 who showed up. Now, don't get me wrong. There is 4 others who told me they have to work. Darn them. Okay. But what I'm saying is there is a thought there, a seed that says, in order for me to change my body, I'm going to have to give up everything. I'm going to have to just live in a cave. And what we underestimate is the power of one small habit a day. And that's what I want to teach. How by and I'm going to give you 2 or 3 in this call because you know me, that's how I am. But I have to tell you, at least do 1. Okay. Do you remember the call we did on how to get through plateaus? And I asked you guys to pick 2 or 3. Well, Carol picked like 5 or 6. Okay. Okay. And there's always those people. Okay. They're like, but I am telling you this sincerely. I want you to just do the ones we're going to talk about in this call. Then next week, we'll talk about another one. And there's a reason why. It is, even though our head goes, we can do it all, okay, that old habit is back there. So we want to change the habit, okay? So we want to talk about getting 1% better a day. That's all, okay? So what does that mean? Well, let's look at the sheet I sent you guys. If you want to make better results, forget about setting goals. Did anybody drop their cookie when they read that one? That's what it was all about. Drop those chips, because we've been told to be goal-orientated. Just think about the next 5 pounds. That's all you have to think about. Instead, I want you to forget your goal. I want you to focus on your habits instead. Okay. So if you get 1% better every day for a year, that's all I'm asking, 1% better today than you did yesterday, okay? You will end up 37 times better at the end of the year. I mean, isn't that amazing when you think about it? So that's all you have to do. I'm going to give you the plan, what to do, but I'm asking you to do 1% better today than you did yesterday. Okay. Just being on the call, just you listening to the recording, you're already that 1%. Do you realize that? How many people don't follow through? You guys did. And those of you who are listening to the recording, Bev, Brenda, Barb. I know there's another one. Sorry, I forget her name, but I know she's listening. There is no doubt in my mind. I know she's watching the recording, and that accumulates. So small wins actually affect your life 2 to 3 years later. So it's kind of like compounding interest. Like if you ever gone to your money manager or whatever, and he talks about compounding interest, it's like, just, I go, what's the end result? Just tell me what I'm going to have at the end of all this, right? But that's how it works. What they say is that if you had at the beginning of your working, like I started working when I was 17. I lied about my age because I just wanted to get a summer job and make some money, right? And if you had saved just 1% of what you made, we'd all be millionaires right now. Okay. And that's compounding interest. So compounding habits, let me tell you this, girls, it's more powerful. It is more powerful because you will change who you are. I'm going to say that one more time. What I'm about to teach you will enhance the good qualities you all have. And I know you all do, because I know all of you, except for Anne. Hi, Anne. They're always shy, the first one. But I know your essence. I know your character. So imagine that will be enhanced. So let's just look at how we're going to do that, okay? So habits are compounding interest of self-improvement, the same way money multiplies through compounding interest. It's only when you look back 2 to 5 years later that the value of good habits and the cost of bad ones becomes strikingly apparent. Making a choice right here today, ladies, if you write on a little sticky pad and put it up somewhere, I commit to being 1% better. It doesn't seem significant in the moment, but in the span of a year, the results will be amazing. Your body will be healthier. You'll be happier. Oh, by the way, you're going to be happier first. Then your body will be healthier, and then you'll be slimmer. But it is in that way, okay? We have to change this. I always say, this is what feeds us, not this. So we have to be stewards of our mind. What am I thinking right now? Who is talking to me, and is it negative? Change the subject. Or if you were me, get out of there, okay? Like I really mean it, because that is like being with somebody, if you're an alcoholic who drinks. You know what I'm saying? So watch your words, watch what other people say to you, and just do not converse or just change the subject with them if you're married to them or whatever. Okay. So successful weight loss is the same. It's the production of daily habits. It doesn't matter how successful or unsuccessful you are right now. So I don't care if you've lost a pound, and I know Brenda's lost like 15, Cathy's lost like 15, Carol, I don't even know, I lose count. I know Cynthia's released weight. So I know everybody has, okay? But all I'm saying to you is, I don't even want you to think about that right now. I want you to think about your habits, whether your habits are putting you on the path to success or in the fridge. So why do I think that habits are so important? Think about this, you guys. Cancer spends 80% of its life undetectable. 80%. Okay, we all have cancer. Every single person on the planet. But why do some people, the cells start attacking themselves? It started 5 years before that. And within just a few months, it's rid the body. It's all over if you don't do something about it. Okay. But 80% of that was already active in the body. So what I'm saying is your daily habits will affect your health, your happiness, everything. So it's your commitment to the process that determines your progress. I'll say that one more time for you to write in. It is your commitment to the process that determines your progress. Think about this, you guys. I don't know if any of you have heard of this before, but bamboo plant, bamboo can barely be seen for the first 5 years because of all the really strong roots underneath, okay? Within 6 weeks, it expands to over 90 feet. So that's a wow. You know, I think cancer, we kind of know that it's in the body, blah, blah, blah. But bamboo is that little engine that can, and it's working on its roots. It's working on the house foundation. That's what we're going to work on. Every week, I'm going to give you something to do. That's all I want you to focus on, okay? It'll be anywhere from 1 to 3 things, not hard stuff, but little changes that will make a difference. So how are we going to do that? Okay, there's 2 steps to the process, okay? There's 2 steps. And this is number 1. Well, it's not number 1 yet, but the more you repeat a behavior, so the more you repeat a behavior, the more you reinforce the identity associated with that behavior. And we'll get into identity right away, okay? Just 1 second. So we change bit by bit, day by day, habit by habit. Okay, so how do we do that? This is the most important, you guys. Number 1. Number 1 is the most important. Decide the type of person you want to be. So I'm going to decide the type of person I want to be. For instance, let's just say this as a for instance. I'm a school teacher. I'm the type of teacher who stands up for my students. Okay, I want to meet that teacher. I know she has a big heart. She's a loving person. She's intelligent. Or how about a doctor? And we've all gone to good doctors. We've gone to bad doctors. But a good doctor, I'm the kind of person, this is what he's saying, I'm the kind of doctor who gives each patient time and empathy that they need. You know, I remember my first divorce and my doctor, I was telling her about it and tears were just coming. I hadn't cried really like that. And she just like, oh, Cathi, and put her hug me. That's the kind of doctor you want. Do you know what I'm saying? Nowadays, I doubt they'd ever even touch you, but like, you know, that's the kind of doctor, lawyer. What kind of person do you want to be? That's really and truly what I want you to put on a sticky pad. Okay, what do I stand for? What type of person do I want to be? Number 1. So what do you do now to be that type of person? You prove it to yourself with small wins. So you prove it to yourself with small, I should have darkened that, wins. So who is the type of person who can lose? And I want you to write down there what if it's 5 pounds, 10 pounds, 40 pounds, 80 pounds, I don't care. I want you to just write in what kind of person is this? Ask yourself, what would a healthy person do? Because that's the type of person I want to be. I want to be a healthy person. That's more what my focus on is than the scale. Okay. So I had one of my weight loss people. She's in her 70s. And I gave her that question. We used to do a lot of one-on-one. And I said, all I want you to ask yourself today, all throughout the day, is what type of person do I want to be? She said, I want to be healthy. I want to be slim. Okay, great. So all throughout the day, and she put it on little sticky pads. She had it in her car. She had it on the car. She had everywhere, okay? And so at lunchtime, all day long, she would ask herself that question. So I really want you to talk to yourself and even say it out loud, okay? What is the type of person I want to be today? So all day long, she would ask herself that question. So is a healthy person someone who takes a bus, or do they walk? Oh, they walk. Does a healthy person go up the steps, or do I take the escalator? Healthy person goes up the steps, right? At lunchtime, she said, what would a healthy person eat? Would a healthy person eat a burrito or have a big chicken salad? Healthy person would have a big chicken salad. So do you see what I'm saying? It will unravel. It will give you formation if you stick with that question. By the way, she has released over 100 pounds, 72, and has to use a walker. I know this works. I know it works. Okay. So what is the type of person I want to be? Would a healthy person eat in the middle of the afternoon when they're not even hungry? Yeah. A healthy person would go for a walk. They'd call a girlfriend. Maybe they'd have a big fruit. Okay. So what would a healthy person do right now? Okay. So it's not what or how, but I want you to figure out the who. So instead of the what am I going to eat or how am I going to eat? So your habits shape your identity. Your habits shape your identity. The focus should always be on becoming the type of person, not getting a particular outcome. The outcome will happen. I promise you. Just like the bamboo tree. It didn't say, oh my God, when am I getting out of this friggin' dirt? When am I going to see sun again? Oh my God, this is so boring. Okay. It just kept on making those roots stronger and stronger. So you should always be focused on the type of person, not getting a particular outcome. Ultimately, your habits matter because they help you become the type of person you wish to be. Literally, you become your habits. Okay. If you're somebody who says, I hate exercise, you're absolutely right. Okay. Do you want to be right or be happy? Then get into walking. Okay. Get into doing some weights, even if it's for 5 minutes. I don't care. Okay. Just do something every day. Every day, do something. Okay. I mean, Cynthia is living in a place that is freezing cold. So she goes to the mall and walks. There is always something you can do. So that's all I'm saying. Maybe you can't get on the floor, okay, and do yoga, but you could do chair yoga. You know what I'm saying? What is the type of person I want to be? Bingo. Okay. So that's the most important. Like the lady who lost over 100 pounds, she figured out how a type of person who's healthy would act. Really, that's it. Okay. If you want a job, you don't just say, geez, I wish I had a job as you lay in bed, right, Jules? You know, you get online, you look at what's out there, you ask people, oh, do you know anybody who's looking for a da-da-da? A great, fabulous salesperson who can sell an Eskimo ice. Okay. Like you talk about yourself. That's what I'm saying is instead of wishing it, start being it. Okay. Like I remember one time I said to Shelley, well, forget about a wishbone. How about getting a backbone? Because she wouldn't stand up to somebody. Okay. So like we're going to have a good backbone. We're going to be healthy people. And the most effective way, this is back to our little sheet, the most effective way to change your habits is to focus not on what you want to achieve, because up to now, you guys have been focused on the scale. Oh my God, how much, why can't I lose more weight? Blah, 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 blah. Okay. And that'll take you down a rabbit hole that you'll be in the fridge in no time. Okay. So instead of focusing on what you want to achieve, I want you to focus on what you want to become. Okay. What you want to become. And you're all healthy to a certain extent. I want you to take it up. How much do you think I want you to take it up?
1% per day.
Thank you, Cathi. There's one listening. Okay, exactly. I'm asking for 1% per day. That's it. Okay. So how do you extinguish a bad habit? Because that's number one. Okay. Like we have to look at what we want to change. So we've already looked at how we want to change it, right? And we're going to even, give more information on that. But number one, I'm going to focus on the type of person I want. Now I'm going to extinguish the bad habit. So up there on the top, you'll see the picture. It's like chips or whatever, right? So the cue is you think you're hungry. Did you know that we could go 3 days without eating without a problem? As a matter of fact, they've proven it. As long as you have water, it could be 3 weeks. So when we say we're hungry, usually it's not the case. We're thirsty. Okay. We're bored. Okay. We're lonely. We're stressed out. Okay. All of those things, yes, are true. Okay. But normally we are not, good Carol, we are not hungry. Okay. But here's what happened. We see something in the pantry. Have you ever opened up the fridge and you're looking at it like it's Disneyland? It's like you've never seen this food before. You'll open up your pantry and you go, oh my God. Okay. And you see a yellow chip bag. That is the cue. And you go for the chips, right? So that habit, you've already gotten in there and it, or you smell something. You're going down the street and you go by a bakery. You smell that bread. Don't tell me you're not in there to get some bagels. You know what I'm saying? So the scent was the cue. My brother, I know I've told you guys this before, but Frankie gained almost 20 pounds and want to know what he was doing? He was telling me all about these friggin' cooking shows. Okay, he knew all of them. Okay, it was like they were his buds. I said, would you cut out the cooking shows? Okay, like stop it. I'm not kidding. He lost like 10 pounds. Okay, so when I was releasing my weight, and the TV commercials come on, and if a pizza commercial came on, or just change the channel. Just change the channel. Okay, so whatever, because that's a cue. It's called a cue. So maybe the cue for you is you're stressed or you're lonely or whatever. Okay, a lot of times it's something you see. So do you remember I asked you guys to make sure you have a nice big bowl or a plate with all your favorite fruit on it? That really does work because that's the cue. The brain goes, oh, I could have a nice big orange. Oh, I could throw some cinnamon on that. Yum, yum, yum. Okay. Or whatever it is, maybe a nice apple. Okay. Whatever your favorite fruit. Okay. That's the cue. Now the cue told you to go to the chips and it's immediate. It's almost immediate. You do it and then the brain goes, whoa, thank you, thank you. It all lights up. Do you know that you produce so much dopamine? Okay. And by the way, I won't get into this big time, but as soon as you saw that, whatever it was, or felt that emotion, actually, do you know they've proven that people who do drugs, whatever it might be, that just thinking about it creates the dopamine. So when you see that chocolate chips or the blah, 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 it actually, you start to salivate and the brain is now going ding, 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 come on, you know you want it, and bang, it happens. Okay, so like Brenda was saying, how peanut butter was, you know, just eating it right out of the, so she doesn't have peanut butter around. Okay, like this isn't hard. This isn't rocket science. Okay, but now what she has to do, to me, for it to be permanent, is to have something in place of it. So what do I mean by that? Everybody, just for a minute, all of you who are listening to the recording, Anne, Brenda, Jules, Carol, I want you for 1 second, just close your eyes. Close your eyes, and I want you to see no dot. No dot, no dot. Yeah, right. What happened?
You see a dot.
Exactly. One lady said the dot even got bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay, so it says no peanut butter, no chips. What's your Achilles heel, Cathi, that you would give up your firstborn for?
Oh, everything. Probably bread or potatoes.
Okay. By the way, there is no problem with potatoes. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Okay.
I've been
Okay.
enjoying. Yeah.
Okay. Good girl. Okay. And Kathy's lost like close to 15, I think.
Yeah.
So okay, but bread is harder on the blood sugar. Okay. Yeah. So if I am going to have it, I will make sure it's a really dense one with a lot of seeds. And I would have it, say, in the afternoon, like lunchtime over supper. Okay, because my metabolism can burn it off, and I'd make sure I have some kind of protein with it. Okay, so whether like a pita sandwich, you know what I mean, you can chock it full of turkey or whatever, right? So that routine happened. The reward, okay, bing, 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 all of the, like, they've proven that people who are let's say gamblers, if they hear ding, 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 you know, and the slot machine's going, bang, their dopamine is just, you know, full-fledged. Same as an alcoholic. If they just see a drink, or, you know what I mean, maybe they'll smell it. Okay, the scent really will. But isn't that interesting? Before you even do the habit, the brain actually is just going nuts. So that's why sometimes it can be irresistible. The no bread, the no peanut butter, no peanut butter. So what I'm asking you to do is have something else. Okay. For me, it was a sweet tooth. So I make sure I buy the best oranges. Like, these are the best, juiciest oranges I can have around. Okay. And when it's apple season, I have the best apples. Okay. And I have my cinnamon to put on it. So I have the best grapefruit right now, because grapefruit I happen to like. I'm very, you know, I just yum, 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 put some little stevia on that, and it's delicious. And I'm satisfied, you know. So we want to put something in the place of the peanut butter or the blah, 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 or whatever. Okay. And in the series, I'm also going to give a one-on-one consultation with each one of you who register. So we'll figure out what that will be. Okay. I'll give you some ideas that maybe you hadn't thought of. Okay. So you go for the reward, and you now crave more junk food, because once you've had the blah, 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 it's like the alcohol, that's the alcoholic who says, I can have one drink. You're now, the blood sugar's all wonky, the dopamine screaming, it's party time, right? So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with having a piece of dark chocolate with some almonds in it, okay? But unfortunately, if right now you can't do that, then it's better to have it out of the house. And I told Brenda, I used to be a peanut butter nut. I would just go, now I can have like 3 crackers, okay, you know, those Mary's crackers with some peanut butter on, and I can let it go. There's nothing wrong with that. But was there a time that, oh yeah, I would just be, okay, it'd be like, you know, a cocaine addict, forget it, okay? So there takes a time before your blood sugar gets balanced and the habit is controlled. Okay, so then it's a vicious circle. Okay, Otherwise, you could have the cue of like he's got down there. It's a food list. Okay, I always have a sheet just like pinned up, and I just write down the foods that I need. It could be the bowl of fruit out. Okay, and then you have it or you do it, and you feel healthy. What type of person do I want to be? I want to be a healthy person. Okay, so now it feels good. The dopamine, by the way, when you feel good about yourself, you create more dopamine than you could shake a stick at. You create dopamine like you just stand better, your shoulders go back, you feel better about yourself. So that is how we change a habit. Okay, bit by bit, 1% better. So you eliminate the cue, and we talked about that, okay? So whatever the cue is for you, and your habit will never start. That's been proven. If after a while you don't see it, it actually goes away. And I used to love chips, and now I can have chips around. It doesn't even bother me, So it does disappear. Like the dopamine's not produced like it used to be in the old days. But that is bit by bit, okay? I've had my weight off for this is me, by the way, for anybody who's watching and doesn't know me. And that was, over 35 years ago. So what I'm saying is it's day by day, bit by bit, okay? Ask yourself, does this behavior, what I'm about to do right now, help me become the type of person I wish to be? I mean, that you should highlight. You guys, whoever has a highlighter nearby, or star it, and then when you get off the call, highlight it. Ask yourself, does this behavior help me become the type of person I wish to be? Habits that reinforce your desired identity are usually good habits. Okay, usually. Habits that conflict with your desired identity are usually bad. For instance, I got the strap in grade 1. Okay, I mean, it'd be now, they'd be up for charges because I didn't do this math problem. Okay, kept me after school. I kept on getting it wrong, and the more she would say, if you don't get it right, Cathi, you know what's in this? She had a little metal box and the strap was in it. And I was like, I'm freaking out. I'm looking at everybody's paper. I'm trying everything I can. I'm looking up my sleeve. I have nothing to give this woman, and she gives me the strap. So as soon as that happened, I got the message, I was stupid at math, right? I am not good at math. But in grade 3, I got an A on public speaking. So then I got the message, I'm a good speaker. Okay. You know how when they would say, who wants to read? I'd be putting up my hand, but in math, I'd always put my head down, make sure somebody was in front of me, because we learn at an early age what type of person by other people that we are. And then we, you know what I mean? We wear that badge. The good news is we're all adults now. We can decide what type of person we want to be. Okay. So observe your thoughts and action. Now, this is another highlight one, okay? Because this one is tough for us because we have been so accustomed to beating ourselves up or feeling good about ourselves when we've lost a pound, right? So I'd love you guys to highlight this. Observe your thoughts and actions without judgments. And I know that's a tough one. Don't blame yourself for your faults, but don't praise yourself for your success. And that goes against everything we've been taught, right? In school, we got stars for doing da, 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 and we got, E's and F's for doing, So we have been taught, especially our generation, on judging ourselves, good, bad, or indifferent. But the more you judge yourself or you praise yourself, the more you set yourself up. All I want you to focus on is what is the type of person I want to be. I promise you, if it's a more loving relationship, if it's to be healthy and slim, if it's to have more friends, if it's to get a job, all you want to focus on is what is the type of person I wish to become. And that is bit by bit, day by day. It doesn't happen, like that. Okay. But don't blame yourself for your faults. So you're doing great. You're on the road, you're having your big salad, you're having your chicken, you're having your, salmon, whatever, you're drinking your water. And then one day all hell breaks loose. And you are into the year-old Halloween candy, the whatever is nailed down, right? You cannot praise yourself for when you did great. I'm going to tell you what to do though, okay? But I don't want you to beat yourself up because it's just that old habit. I promise you, within the 6-week series, they'll change, but they'll only change if you do not praise yourself or you do not shame yourself. There's a little rhythm there. And just you don't praise yourself, you don't shame yourself. So what do? All I'm asking you to do is every day on the calendar, everybody's got a calendar, right? I want you to put an X on that day that you were 1% better. Okay. So, and there's a reason. I'm going to explain why you do that. Okay. If you didn't, you don't put an X on it. Some people like to put a check mark, like they back in school days when you get, and they'd have, so whatever works for you. Okay. But I put in X just because when I look up at the calendar, I see that big X, right? It's very gratifying. Okay. So for instance, if you eat cookies every day, acknowledge it almost as if you're watching somebody else. Huh, isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? She's doing that again. You remove yourself almost like a dream. Okay. How you ever had a dream and the dream is there and you're here? That's what meditation does, by the way. If you guys would every morning at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock for 1 minute, close your eyes and meditate, you're now a meditator. Then the next day you do it for 2 minutes. And that's how I actually got into meditating. Okay. And so now I do journaling. And how I started was I would just do it 1 page, just 1 page of journaling. I'm telling you, it just unloads everything. It just gets rid of it. Now I do 3 pages. It's called automatic writing. Okay. Oh, a bird just flew by. Huh, look at that bird. Wonder where he's going. Hope he has a good day. Okay. Like, it can be crazy. Okay. It can be, I don't even know why I'm writing this. What the hell? But today I wrote all about you guys. I can't wait to see blah, 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 blah. It's going to be such a good call. They're going to love the call. I mean, it was just like, automatic. But automatic writing, if you start it, it changes your life. And I used to hear that all the time. Oh, journaling. And you know how Oprah always talks about that. And I'd be like, oh, come on. I'm not kidding you guys. I've been doing it for about the last month. I just feel like everything in my head, all my worries, all is just like, they're gone. Start off with just 1 page and just write anything. I mean, if you wish, okay? I always wanted to be the type of person who did that, but I didn't do it. And so it starts with 1% better. It could be 1 line. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you, Cathi. I think it was you. So let's go back to this. Okay, so let's go back to the first step to changing your habits. So you just see going to the cookies. How interesting that they would do such a thing. The first step to changing bad habits is to be on the lookout for them. To be on the lookout. So you need awareness. Sometimes just the awareness is enough to stop it. But you just need the awareness, because remember, you're going to not shame yourself. You're not going to praise yourself. You're just going to say, isn't that interesting? how I went for the orange today instead of the cookies. Okay, so no praise, just interesting. Eating it. So here's the key, you guys. If you want to cut back on a junk food, or you want to exercise more, or whatever your thing is, okay? Just notice yourself grabbing another cookie and say out loud, and please highlight out loud. And this will be a series. Remember, there's a reason why we're doing this for 6 weeks. Okay, I want you to say out loud, I'm about to eat this cookie, but I know I don't need it. And eating it will cause me to gain weight and hurt my health. So what is the kind of person I want to be? I want to be a healthy person. So you actually say it out loud, okay? Oh boy, I'm not going for the peanut butter because eating that peanut butter sends me on a tailwind that just affects my health, affects my attitude. I get disappointed and mad at myself. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, say it out loud. That's the key, you guys. Okay, there's a reason why. Here's why. Hearing your bad habits spoken out loud makes the consequences seem more real. Awareness, you see? And it adds weight to the action rather than letting yourself mindlessly slip into the old routine. The process of behavior change always starts with capital A, awareness. Awareness. I would see myself going on a binge, and I swear to God, I didn't even realize it till the end. And I was like, oh my God, what happened? How did I do that again? No awareness. Okay. So it's not about beating yourself up that you went, oh, isn't that interesting? Huh, went for the cookie again. Huh, what's going on? Am I lonely? I would ask myself that. Am I stressed out? Oh, maybe I should call my friend. Do you know what I'm saying? So making yourself aware, focus on getting you to recognize your habits and acknowledging the clues that trigger them makes it possible to respond in a different way. Every time I bring the chips into my house and I see that bag, I go for it. Do you know what I'm saying? The cue is I see the bag, I go for it. Okay. Instead, I'm going to have some nuts. Remember the no dot, no dot, no dot. Okay. So we have something else in place of it. The most practical way to eliminate a bad habit, this is just me talking to you, is to reduce exposure to that cue. Okay, so that's smart. Brenda doesn't have the peanut butter in the house. That's smart that Cathi probably doesn't have baked goods everywhere. Okay, so that's just smart. That's just smart. They want to be healthy people. So eliminate the cues that cause it and make it invisible. Just make it bye-bye. Okay, like the alcoholic. They can't have booze in the house. So if you remove a single cue, the entire habit starts to fade. I promise you. Okay. Now, do you remember I was telling you about saying it out loud? Okay. Here's the other thing to change a habit. Okay. So this is the last page. And this call is going to go longer, but it's okay. They're all going to go longer in this series. I'm telling you that right now. Okay. Because this is an onion that I really want to get done for you. Okay. So once your habit becomes automatic, you stop paying attention to what we do. We just stop paying attention to what we do. So if the habit is every day, I remember one time I heard Oprah say, oh my God, she was talking to this woman who lost a ton of weight. And she goes, oh my God, what about 4 o'clock? And I knew immediately what she meant, okay? Because 4 o'clock used to be my problem time too. At 4 o'clock, she said, I could eat everything, okay? 4 o'clock is my time. And I've talked to so many weight loss people and they'll usually say it's in the evening or whatever, okay? But I am telling you, so 4 o'clock, I make sure I have my big orange, I'll have my grapefruit, I'll have, maybe a small bowl of the bran cereal. Okay, I'll make sure I have something that I feel satisfied, I enjoy it, and we'll talk about that, what that something could be for each one of you. But once your habit becomes automatic, and I go now to the orange, it's just automatic. I don't even have to think about it. But you have to have awareness at the first. So the process of behavior change always starts with awareness. You need to become aware of your habits before you change them. If you just say, oh, I don't know why I'm overweight, I do everything right. Okay, no awareness there. Okay, there's just none. Nobody's home. Okay, it's like knock, knock. Anybody there? No, they're not. They don't even want to look at it. So the process of behavior change always starts with awareness, but you're not shaming yourself and you're not praising yourself. Remember? Oh, it's 4 o'clock again. Aha, interesting. Going back to the chips, are you? Okay. So what's going on? Am I lonely? Am I stressed out? Could I go up the wall instead? Could I take some deep breaths and close my eyes? Do you know what I'm saying? Could I have a nap? Could I call a girlfriend? There's all these things we could do instead. So awareness, you need to become aware of your habits before you change them. You have to say it out loud. And this one, I know you're saying to yourself, oh, Cathi, you got to be kidding. No, I'm not kidding. They've proven this. I used to work at a behavior modification program. And the first thing they taught us, in order to change a habit, you have to say it out loud. It's even stronger. Writing it is great, okay? Like you hear about, have you guys heard about that, about these graduates who are incredibly intelligent, Harvard University, but only 5% of them wrote out what they wanted to do after they graduated and how much they were going to make. 100% of them graduated, even ones in the high 90s. Okay, we're talking intelligent. Less than 5%, less than that, got what they said because they wrote it out and they said it. They said it to a friend. They said it to a colleague. I'm going to make da, da, da. Okay. The power of the spoken word is amazing. Say it to yourself. Okay. Say it out loud. It raises your level of awareness from a non-conscious habit to a conscious habit. Okay. So that's 2. Let me give you the third one. Okay. Third one is the best way to start a new habit. Okay, so we're all sold on this. Thank you, Cynthia. It's nice to see some nodding heads. Okay, we're all sold on. Okay. Many people think they lack motivation. I can't do that. I got to turn my whole life around. Forget it. It's not going to work. What they really lack is clarity. They really lack clarity. So let's say, how many of you would like to exercise more? Okay. So that's a big one. Okay. So during the next week, and I want you to put a day you're going to start. Okay. During the next week, I will exercise at least 20 minutes on. So let's say the time. Okay. Are you a morning person? Or maybe you don't get everything done till 11 o'clock. I do have to say the morning is the best time to do exercise. Then you got it done with. I find if I don't do it in the morning, forget it. You got to go home, you make dinner, blah, 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 watch TV. Everything's more important, right? So do it first thing in the morning. So right in there, I will exercise and put this on a sticky pad. Okay, right now you can write it in, but I'd like you to also put it around the house. I will exercise at least 20 minutes on blah, blah, blah. Okay, so let's say it's Friday at 10 o'clock. And I'll go to the mall, or I'll go around the neighborhood, or I mean, come on, those of you who live in BC, you can go to the beach, you can go to the park now. It's so friggin' nice, right? So I want you to create a picture. Okay, I don't know where you're from, Anne, but we are so fortunate. But hey, Cynthia goes to the mall, okay? Or maybe you get on your treadmill, or you get on your bike and watch the boob tube. I don't care, but I need you to write it in and say it out loud. So people who make a specific plan on when and where they'll perform a habit, they're more likely to follow through. The night before you put your exercise clothes out. Remember when you were a kid, you always had your clothes out, right? For going to school. You knew what you were going to wear. You had your school bag ready to go. Well, guess what? It's the same thing now. So put out your exercise clothes, okay? Have it all ready to go. You don't even think about it. You splash your face, you wash your face, you have my water's already done. It's waiting downstairs. Bang, I'm out the door. Just get it over with, okay? Do it first thing. Maybe for some of you, it's food more, okay? And I just put an example, and this could be different. And I'm going to talk to each and every one of you individually, but this was just an example. I will cook at least 2 delicious meals, okay? I always make my meals ahead of time and freeze them. And so I know I've got a week's worth. I've got more than a week's worth. A family of 4 could probably live in my freezer. I've got so much, but I'm fortunate I've got a big freezer, So those of you who don't, Jules, you can still have at least 2 meals in the fridge, right? Already done, kickety-boo. You open up the Tupperware, it's done, bang, okay? So commit to at least 2. Maybe it's snacks. Okay, I'm going to make sure I go out this week and have, I'm going to go out to Superstore on Friday at 2:00 in Superstore. Okay, like I'm just using it as an example, or Safeway or Walmart or whatever. Okay, but I want you to paint that picture, write it in. Okay. And you could have one on exercise and one on food, okay? Every habit is, oh, thank you, Annie. Okay, we've got about another 20 minutes, but it's okay, Annie. We'll send it to you, okay? It'll all be recorded, and that was very kind of you to let me know, because there's nothing worse than hearing ding and they leave. It's like, did I say something? So big hugs. I look forward to getting to know you better. Okay, so we'll send the call to you, Annie. Okay, so have a wonderful day. So every habit is initiated by a cue. Okay, so your cue is going to be, remember we wrote it out, okay? It's going to be, I have my exercise stuff all ready to go, or I've got my meals already made, or whatever it is, okay? Then, pardon? I thought I heard somebody. Okay, so so I don't know how to get rid of that. Can everybody see Anne?
No.
Oh, you can?
No.
Okay. Okay. Oh, that's so weird. Now I see Cathi, but that's okay. I'd rather see a person. Okay, I just figured it out. Nothing to see here. Don't worry about it. Okay. So every habit is initiated by a cue. So we're writing down our habits. We're even going to talk about it, right? Okay. Then we're more likely to notice them if they stand out. Make the cues of good habits obvious in your environment. Okay. So make sure you have the fruit out. Those are just a few of the examples we talked about. Make sure they're all out. Trying to eat healthy, it is likely that you'll shop on automatic at your regular supermarket. Most of us go to the regular supermarket almost all the time, right? And so I'll just give an example. I used to go to Safeway because it was right across the street, and I would go down the one aisle that had the cookies. And I knew where that aisle was. and I'd make sure it was just like a dog with a bone, right? Get it. I'm telling you, if you have a food you always go to your favorite grocery store, what I'm going to tell you to do is go to a different grocery store. Okay. Go to a different grocery store altogether. And you will get into the habit of just going into the aisles that have your veggies, have your beans, have your blah, 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 blah. Okay. You will get, but if you have a store right now where you could just be blindfolded and you would know where that peanut butter is or that cookies or whatever, go to another grocery store. It's just a really good tip. Okay. So try a new store. You'll find it easier to buy unhealthy foods because the brain hasn't located it. Okay. Here's the one I was telling you. Every day that you do 1% better, every day you do 1% better, you put a big X on the calendar. Okay. That you did that new habit. It is so gratifying, you guys. I mean it. It sounds almost like, oh, come on, Cathi. They've proven this scientifically. I mean, it is great I know a lot of you write out your meals. There is nothing better for changing your habits, but a lot of people won't do that. They go, oh, no, the heck with this. They will put an X on the calendar. I've never had anybody who wouldn't put an X. In fact, they can't wait to do it. Remember when you were a kid and by the way, they've proven that. You know that people who are going to travel, just talking about the trip and looking at where they're going to go creates more dopamine than when they're on the trip. Children, before Christmas, they talk to their friends, they talk to their mom and dad what Santa's going to bring. They create more dopamine than Christmas Day. Isn't that amazing? So when I'm telling you this stuff to do, you guys, I'm not just doing it because it sounds good. It's to create that dopamine. The more dopamine we produce, and that's why every week we're going to learn more on how to change our habits in not willpower way, but in a different way altogether. And that, people, is freedom from dieting. Okay. So each day we're going to put in X. Okay. But do not have more than one day that you didn't put down that X. Well, what if you did? Okay. All hell broke loose. You said, you know, I went through loneliness. I went through stress. And by the way, we're going to be talking about that. Okay. And how to combat that. That's the two biggest reasons why people overeat: loneliness and stress. During the pandemic, they say it was the 20 pandemic, or the pandemic of 20, and most people gained at least 15 to 20 pounds. So any of you who have just stayed at your weight, great. Okay, you kept that 13 pounds off, that still, okay, you know, congratulate yourself. But the loneliness and stress are the two biggest reasons. So I'm going to do one whole call just on that. Okay. So we're going to put in X, but if we, you know, miss 3 days that we didn't do 1% better, we own up to it. We don't put it on, but then bang, we're aware and we go and say, hey, today I'm having that X. Okay. If you're overweight or you're a smoker and you've been told your entire life that you lack self-control, or you're a bad person, or you're lazy, or, right? The idea that a little bit of discipline could solve your problems, that's almost like brain surgery. It's like your brain goes, what? I just have to be 1% better? Research shows it's something different. Okay, I'm going to give you this example before I tell you this, okay? They did a study where they took 248 people, and all of these people wanted to have better exercise habits. Okay, all of them. They were all sold on it. They're in the study. They're ready to rock and roll. The first group was a control group, and all they were asked to do is to track how often they exercised. They weren't told anything else. They just would track it every day. Okay, that's group one. Group two was in what's called the motivational group. Okay. Group 2 was asked to not only track every day their workouts, but they also read some material. They were given some really good books. Like, how many of you guys have every diet book in the world? Right? I don't know about you, but you do, Cathi. I mean, I have more breadcrumbs on those diet books as I ate my muffin, So we know more about losing weight, right? So the second group was told to keep track, but on top of that, they were given this great information, how the benefits of exercise slows down heart disease, opens up the arteries, blah, 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 blah. Okay. And they read that. Okay. The third group, this is what they had the third group do. They had the same presentation, the same material about how good exercise was. They were motivated. They were told you can do it. Okay. But they were also asked to formulate a plan. And this little plan was on a sheet of paper this big. All they were asked to do was to say when they would exercise and where. Okay, just what we talked about. I am going to go on the treadmill Monday morning at 10 o'clock till 10:20. Bang. Okay, that's all they were told to do. Every member of the third group committed to the following sentence. During the week, I will participate in at least 20 minutes of vigorous exercise on day, and they put in Monday, Wednesday, Friday, whatever their commitment was, okay? Maybe it was 3 days a week. Other ones, it was, I'm going to do it every day, okay? So they wrote it in the time and the place. In the first and the second group, after this study was all done, they had less than 35% of the people exercise at least once a week. That was it. Once a week, they did do it. Okay. From listening to the talk and saying, yeah, they would do it. Okay. 35%. But, oh, by the way, the second group, it was about the same as the first group. They were just a little bit higher. I found that interesting. You know what I'm saying? Because they even read the material. So it wasn't just rah, rah, rah. They read the material. The third group who wrote out what their plan was, the third group doubled their exercise rate. They doubled it. I mean, that is huge. That wasn't even just 1%. I'm asking you guys just 1%. Okay. They had over a 91% success rate. Over a 91%. What I'm teaching you guys works. It doesn't just sound good, it actually works. Okay. How long will this take you to write out? Probably 30 seconds. Oh my God, this is so hard. Every week you're going to learn something, every single week. Okay, that is simple, easy changes. But these people a year later were still exercising. That's people, that's that 1%, you guys. Okay, you've all lost weight before. Every single person listening to the call or has been there before. I want, when you release that 40 pounds, that 10 pounds, that 100 pounds, whatever it is, to stay off. And that is how I released my weight and kept it off. I changed this, not this. And that's what this series is all around, you guys. It is freedom from dieting, but it is making your habits more important than anything else. And what type of person do you want to be? Ask that all throughout the day. What type of person do I want to be? What type of person do I drive to the mall and park in a handicap spot, or do I park as far away as possible and have to walk to the mall? Do you know what I'm saying? Ask yourself that all the way throughout the day. Because when scientists analyze people who appear to have tremendous self-control, Okay, like these people, just like you go, oh my God, she lost 180 pounds, or like Cynthia, she lost 100 pounds. Oh, she must be so rigid and so much willpower. This is not true. The scientists analyze people who appear to have tremendous self-control. It turns out they were not at all different than those who struggled. They weren't different. Here's what the difference was. Disciplined people are better at structuring their lives in a way that doesn't require strong willpower and self-control. Okay. In my house, I have more vegetables than you could shake a stick at. I have all the best chicken. I've got the best canned salmon. I've got all of it at my fingertips. I don't have a lot of crap around. I still have the best dark chocolate? You know it. Okay. This is organic dark chocolate. And when I have a piece of that, it is heaven. Okay. And so that's what I'm saying to you. I deserve to be the healthy person that buys the best of the best. Okay. And it is not too expensive to have the best vegetables, the best chicken, the best. In fact, crap food, junk food actually costs you more. It costs you a hell of a lot more. Okay. So disciplined people are better at structuring their lives in a way that doesn't require strong willpower and self-control. They spend less time in tempting situations. Okay. I don't go to an all-you-can-eat buffet. Okay. I don't do it. In the old days, oh my God, I used to have a chair over at the area where the food was. Like they would see me coming. My husband and I weighed over 300 pounds and they put the clothes sign up. That's when you know you're bad. So I used to eat always at buffets. Okay. It was like, for $9.95, you got enough for, and so I don't put myself in those tempting situations. The people with the best self-control are typically the ones who need to use it the least. I thought, wow, that is the truth. It's easier to practice self-restraint when you don't have to use it very often. It's just so much easier. Life is good. Yes, of course, perseverance and willpower are essential to any success. You have to want it, okay? You have to want to be a healthy person or forget it. But you wouldn't even be listening to this call right now or making the call. There is no way you would have. You would have thought of 1,001 excuses. Oh, I forgot. Oh, You would have, I'm telling you. So yes, of course, but it's created by having a structured environment. That's what changes your habits. In the weeks to come, I'll be giving you easy ways to encode, because it is a process, you guys. Like right now, we know to write in the time, when, and where you're going to do it, and for you to ask yourself the question. And what's the other thing I asked you to do? Was one other thing.
Say it out loud.
Yes, the slimmest one said it. Say it out loud. Okay. Sing it to the choir. Say it out loud. There's those damn cookies. I'm going for the cookies again. That's going to send me on a tailwind. I'm not, doesn't work for me. I'm throwing them out. I'm giving them to my slim friend. Say it out loud. Okay. I'm going for the cookies. Hey, to hell with it. I'm going to have 2 cookies. I'm going to let it go. I'm not going to beat myself. That's okay. Okay. It is okay. We're not going to praise ourselves. We're not going to shame ourselves, but we're going to say it out loud, because then it gets back to the subconscious. Okay. So I'm going to show you. So that's the only 3 things I want you to do this week, Carol. Okay. Not a list. Okay. She gave me a list so much. She left me a message. I was like tired by the time she was done. Okay. I want you to do these 3 damn things. And that's all I want you to do. On a little sticky pad, you're going to write it out, or a piece of paper, you're going to put it up. Okay, you're going to make sure that you say it out loud. And I know that's a process, but don't forget, I'm going to be connecting with each and every one of you to see what we can do to help you with this. Okay, so let's get right into what the series is going to look like. Everybody with me so far? Okay. Okay. Let's see. This is what the series looks like. Next week, we are going to be doing the next class, okay? Then the last two are always 2 weeks in between. By the way, I'm doing something different I've never done before. Every week, you're going to get a tip, whether we have a class or not. But next week, how to make the habits stick. We all have good eating habits and bad eating habits. But breaking unwanted habits can be difficult, especially if you've engaged in them for a long time. I'm going to give you 5 strategies. This call was 3. It's like a stacking. We're going to learn how to stack our habits so that you naturally change those unwanted eating habits into healthy, supportive habits forever. It's not about counting calories. It's not about, but you're going to learn 5 different easy techniques. And if you think about it, all the ones I've said out loud, God, we love talking. We love writing stuff. Okay, this is not a big deal. Week 3, if you notice, next week is April 28th. The next one is May 12th. So there's 2 weeks in between. By the way, I'm going to be doing a one-on-one call with you guys after week 2. Okay. Unless somebody wants it before that, just let me know, okay? Week 3 is tips for defeating negative thoughts and behavior drift. What's behavior drift? Behavior drift is you were doing really good, and then all of a sudden you went off. You went off course, and you went back to your old patterns. And there is a reason for this, okay? So that is the week that is probably one of the most important weeks, because habits are strong, powerful things. And when you begin to make changes in your lifestyle, there's a strong pull towards your old behavior. But knowing about that drift, it actually is the most important part of preventing it. You're going to get simple tips to get you back on track. So this will serve you no matter any time. If you have big stress come up, or you have, whatever, these techniques will really get you back on track. Week 4 is everybody's favorite. They say that the 2 reasons why most people gain weight is either stress or loneliness. When you're happy, stress you handle better. When you're happy, loneliness you handle better. When you're happy, your head's not in the fridge. That's my belief, okay? Happiness looks different for everyone. Maybe it's peace with who you are. Maybe it's having secure friendships or fulfilling purpose. It's different for everyone. Regardless of your vision of true happiness, living a happier, more satisfying life is possible. Do any of you ever heard of the blue zone? The blue zone is people who live to be 100. Some of them are vegetarians, some of them are meat eaters. They have one thing in common when they interviewed them. They were happy people. So that's what I want to teach you. I'm also going to be doing a private one-on-one consultation with each and every one of you who sign up for the series. So we're going to go really deep and help you with your particular problem get a solution. The Mayo Clinic says the benefits of participating in a weight loss group, because, oh, Cathi, I can do this. I can read a book on this, blah, 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 blah. No, you can't. Okay. I'm telling you, I know you can't. There is no way you could learn what I'm going to teach in this next 6 weeks. But here's what the Mayo Clinic said. You'll feel less lonely. Do you remember I was saying to you the 2 reasons why people gain weight over the pandemic? Stress and loneliness. You feel less judged and isolated. Some of us just stay in our little house Going to the grocery store is a big deal. That's our outing. It reduces depression, anxiety, and stress. Hello. This is by the Mayo Clinic. It improves skills to cope with your challenges. There is a difference between reading a book and coming on a class or listening to a recording. The Mayo Clinic says you gain a sense of improvement, self-control, and hope. Hope is the big one there, folks. It raises your understanding and your knowledge. It's not just something you read, it's something you incorporate in your life, okay? It keeps you focused and motivated. I mean, the people who are on this call, other than Anne, have been with me for how many calls? Why? It works. It keeps them focused. It gives them something to look forward to. They get how-tos. They feel supported. That's important for weight loss. People who attend support groups lost on average 2.5 to 3 pounds a month more than those who didn't. I mean, let's just say 2 pounds, 2 pounds more in a year, that's 24 pounds, okay? I mean, that's huge. So what I've done is normally it's 197 for the 6 weeks and the private session. We have it on sale for 24 hours. It's $89.95. It's $89.95 until we started, I should say. But as an extra bonus, for those of you who know this is going to work, you know this makes sense. This first call, if I learned this much, I mean, my calls, Ann, usually go an hour to an hour and a half because I just can't give enough material. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want people to leave here and go, wow, I feel like I read 3 books, but more importantly, I'm focused. I'm focused. If you sign up within the next 24 hours, you're going to get my Fresh Start manual book, and that's a $50 value, along with the 201 fat burning recipe book. That's free. Okay. All I ask is the next time you do order something, that we'll throw that in, because then that way it's like $1 extra for shipping. Okay. So that's all I'm asking. And I do know that Brenda, you have the manual already, because Brenda already had the whole program. You're going to be getting an extra consulting. Okay, so you're going to get an extra call with me. Okay, all you do is enter code NEW, N-E-W, at the checkout. It's that simple. If you ever have a problem, just give me a shout. Okay, and we'll do it over the phone. But if for any reason, and I sincerely mean this, okay, if anybody's going through challenging times financially right now, just give me a call. I'll make it work for you, okay? I really mean that sincerely. I want each and every one of you to be able to do this, that you say, God, that's worth it. You know, for less than $90, I'm getting one-on-one consultations. I'm getting 6 weeks of calls. And in between the calls, I'm doing something different I've never done before. You're also going to get a tip, okay, on food that help the metabolism, food that keep you slim, and food that keep you satisfied, that expand in your body. So it's all new information. Okay, but I just think that's a good thing to do, because we do them every 2 weeks. And I started thinking, you know, I want to keep them focused. So you'll get ding and this thing come up, okay? And it'll be really good. But if anybody is going through a challenge right now financially, give me a shout, okay? Give me a call and I'll make it work for you, okay? But I can tell you, all the people, I mean, Cynthia's already signed up. My mind is going blank.
Is that what that coiled book was?
Yes, I already sent it to you. I sent it to you, Carol. Okay, I sent you the manual, you know, because I know there's certain people who, yeah, to answer your question, that book was it has all of the meal plans, okay, because I know Carol and Denise asked me for meal plans. You get a month worth of meal plans in it. Help for arthritis, diabetes, blood sugar problems. That manual is like a Bible. I sold it on the shopping channel for years, okay? $50, that's a bonus. do it within 24 hours. And I knew there was some people, they were ordering something and I knew, you know, they're going to want that. So, but, you know, people like Brenda and also Brenda and Barb from Edmonton, I know they already have the manual. You would get an extra consultation. Okay. And yeah, there is somebody else who already signed up. Heather. Okay, Heather already signed up. I threw the manual in because I knew that she's going to want it, you know. So that's my gift to you. And don't let anything stop you from being your ideal body weight. Know that once we change this, the body will catch up. I promise you. Every week, you're going to get another tip. Next week, you're going to get 5 tips on how to change. It's called stacking. Okay. And I can tell you, it will work for you. By the end of this series, you won't wish you were slimmer. You'll know you're on the path to health and slimness. I guarantee it. By the way, I always guarantee my calls. That's something else. Okay. That not many people can say. I put my money where my mouth is. I know it'll work. I know you'll love the calls. You'll feel higher than a kite, but you'll be focused and you're not going to beat yourself up. You're going to observe. You're going to start talking out loud. Okay. But it is a process. Okay. So it is a process. So I don't want you to think I can, like Billy Graham, I'm Cathi Graham. I heal you. He used to do that anyways. Okay. Anyways, I know you're going to feel great about life, and that is health and that is wellness. I thank you for staying with us, Anne. I thank you for showing up, Brenda and Cynthia and Carol and Kathy and Jules. Okay. And thank you, Bev and Heather and Barb and Brenda for listening to the call. And I know there was 4 others who told me they just couldn't make it. But please listen to the call, you guys, even the ones who made it, because like you'll notice the calls are filled with information, but there's only 3 things I want you to focus on. Writing down when and the time, okay? Saying out loud. And what was the 3rd one?
Putting a star on the calendar.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like that idea. Oh, you overachiever. Yeah, okay, go out and get some stars.
Little gold stars.
I friggin' love that, Carol. You know what I got to do? I got to get some stars and then I'll put it in their manual. And then, you know, I love that idea. Okay, so for you overachievers like Carol, go get a star. If you're like me, just put a big X on the calendar or correct. Okay, okay. And don't do your best to not let a day go by. Okay, I'm sending you guys out all my love, all my good wishes, all my good thoughts. I think the world of you. Thank you for showing up, and thank you for showing up for yourself, because today is the day we're going to be just how much % better?
1.
100%.
1 is the magical number. 1 is the loneliest number. Okay. Anyways, I'm going to call it. I'm starting to unravel. I want to thank you for showing up, and big hugs to all of you. And we'll send the call out. Please listen to it again. But in the meantime, if you know this is going to work, if you know this would support you on your journey, just do it online. Okay. Or give me a shout. Okay, so big wishes, you guys. All the best.
Bye, everyone.
Everybody.
Bye, Kathy. Bye.
Bye-bye.